What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Friday, February 21st, 2025, and we are back with another live here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you are here. Make sure to hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. And if you could join the Discord just in case the notifications don't come through over here. So y'all see the title. We are going to be talking about a mass shooting that almost happened on Valentine's Day last week. Y'all may or may not have heard about the story, but we're going to discuss it today. Before I get into all of that, let me acknowledge those who are here so far in the chat. We got Hack Sign KT, Isaac George, Fire Bat, Eddie Foster, Miss Nisi, Don P, Wallow J, Brother Man to you, DSM Sinister, Sybil, Lavanya Frank, Tildall 12, Letitia Rokumuro, T-Man Smitty, and Anthony Phillips. I think that is it so far. And yes, I was going to already acknowledge this before I got started, but some of y'all already started putting that in the chat. RIP to Valletta Wallace. In case y'all were unaware, Valletta Wallace is the mother of Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., Christopher Wallace, whatever you want to call him. And she passed away, I think today, or at least it went out today, that she passed away at the age of 72. I don't know what the cause is, but she went on to glory. She went to go be with her son. So RIP to that woman and condolences to her family and loved ones. So we're going to be talking about this girl named Trinity Shockley, and her last name says a lot, where last week she had planned on doing a Valentine's Day mass shooting at Mooresville High School. I think that might have been her school. And we're going to go and look into that because, like most of them, they always got an inspiration. So we're going to find out what the inspirations are. But then I ended up finding out something very interesting about her from a couple years ago that I didn't expect to come across until I started doing my research for today's topic. So while you said from hospice and natural causes, once you get into hospice, that's pretty much the end. So let me go ahead now and share my screen, and we're going to go ahead now. Before I get into it, is there anybody in the chat that is familiar with this story? Because I know this is one of those stories that kind of flew under the radar, even though it happened last week. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and some stuff can just go under the radar. But when I saw this, I said I got to talk about it because I don't think I saw anybody talk about this at all. And this happened over a week ago, even though Valentine's Day was last week. But she probably was planning this out for a while. All right, I see a 1. I see a 2, a couple of 2s. Eddie said, yeah, I was watching this story here in Indiana. Well, yeah, this is a local story, so of course you would hear about it. If you're in a local area, of course you're going to hear about it. But I'm talking about like they didn't make this a big. I guess they didn't make it a big story because it didn't happen. I'm sure if it actually did occur, it probably would have made the news. Like it would have made national news. All right, so it's a lot of 2s in here, but that's to be expected. But we're going to go over this story today. It says Indiana teen girls Valentine's Day mass shooting plot at Mooresville High School thwarted after a tip from the FBI. Cops in Indiana say they thwarted a Valentine's Day mass shooting that a teen girl was allegedly plotting at her high school. Trinity Shockley, age 18, was arrested this week, within days of police uncovering a plot to shoot up Mooresville High School, located southwest of Indianapolis. And by the way, this is her mugshot right here. And like someone says, she has very soulless eyes. This girl looks like she could be related to Chucky. And they said this is a picture with her and her dad. And I can tell exactly where they're at just by looking at this picture. They are definitely at Cracker Barrel. A tip-off came from the FBI Tuesday evening about an alleged attack on the school, and Mooresville police raided Shockley's home and later arrested her. She is being held without bail after being charged with conspiracy to commit murder threat to commit terrorism, and conspiracy to commit intimidation. Well, at least they got that part right. If successful, the shooting would have fallen on the 7th anniversary of the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, which claimed 17 lives in 2018. That is of no coincidence that she was doing this on the same exact day as that, which means to me that was where she drew her inspiration. So that's pretty much that part right there. It's a very short piece about that. Now we're going to go into this update that came came 2 days ago, but it updated yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the news clip play, and I'll let that speak for it. Seems right here. It says of a collage on the wall of Dylan Roof, Nicholas Cruz, and Andrew Blaze. Now I'm familiar with two of these names. I'm not sure I heard of an Andrew Blaze, but I'm familiar with Dylan Roof and Nicholas Cruz. So those were some of her inspirations right there. I wouldn't be surprised if Columbine is mixed in somewhere, because for some reason, a lot of these mass school shooters, they always go back to 1999 with Columbine.
Some shooters on.
And before I go any further, knowing that it's on the walls of her home where she lived with at least her dad, as far as I know, if she has any relationship with her mother. You mean to tell me you did not go into your daughter's room at any time and not notice the stuff that was on her wall? It's not like she had these pictures inside of her locker. They were on her wall in her bedroom that I'm sure she does not pay any bills at.
A series of tragedies and struggled with mental health, but her
God, here they go. The struggles with mental. Okay, so that's it right there. Held without bond, pending psychological exam. So they about to drag this one out. They love to use that mental health excuse. I mean, if you want to talk about a system being abused, let's talk about that. But the one other thing that I did want to show, because there's not a lot to go off of with this one, is this part right here. And that's why I said what I found additionally involving her from something separate from this back in 2022. Apparently, this girl was hit by a car. Yes, like, I don't mean to make it sound so blatant like that, but she was. She was hit by a car back in 2022. It says family of Mooresville girl hit by car talks about recovery. And I found this it just popped up when I was looking for articles about what we're talking about today. It says for the first time in days, a Mooresville student was able to walk. Friday morning, Trinity Shockley took her first steps out of her bed at Riley Children's Hospital. She's been there since Tuesday morning when she was hit by a car while crossing the street to get on her bus. Trinity's aunt Angela said Trinity is usually a fun-loving girl. Man, I bet you they eating them words now. She's outgoing. She just wants to be on the go, and she's always on the move. Man, this thing aged badly. She says the 15-year-old has a fractured femur, a fractured arm, a sprained ACL, 2 brain contusions, and a web compression fracture. Her aunt says the last few days have been filled with pain. The couple nights prior to this, she was not able to walk. She was screaming and crying in so much pain. With those first steps Friday morning, Trinity begins to show progress towards recovering, though. It's been a whirlwind. I think last night was the first night that anybody got any sort of sleep. By Trinity's side the entire time has been her father, Tim. Now, again, remember, I said, where is her mother? There's no mention of the mother. This is the second time that the first time we see the father, but we had no mention of the mother. And I think it got revealed to me in a couple more sentences. It says he won't go home. He won't take any rest. He's right there in the room wanting to hear every update. Tim is a single dad and 19-year military veteran. Her aunt said Tim and Trinity are very close. Her and her dad are like best friends. They are always together, and she looks up to him. Court documents state Trinity was hit, thrown into the air, and then rolled over by a car before it stopped Tuesday morning around 6:50. Trinity was crossing Indiana Street near the intersection with County Line Road to her waiting school bus. The flashing yellow lights were on, but the stop arm was not out yet. The driver of the car that hit her was Michael Simpson. He has since been charged with causing serious bodily harm while driving a motor vehicle intoxicated, among other charges. Court docs reveal Simpson told police he was drunk the day before. A preliminary breath test showed Simpson's BAC was over the legal limit. Simpson bonded out of jail shortly after being charged, something that has frustrated Trinity's family. I hope they're just as frustrated with her now, considering what she planned to do. He was out and about doing his thing as Trinity was screaming and crying in so much pain. One of the things helping the family through this has been the support from the community. They've been really responsive. They've been wanting to send cards and do whatever they can do. Her aunt said the focus now is hoping for justice and a full recovery for Trinity. We want to make sure she heals and doesn't have any long-term effects. Watch, they're going to try to use this accident that she was in to try to say that's why she's the way she is now. They're going to say, oh, she wasn't like this back then, but then this accident happened and she had those brain contusions and it messed her up, and that's what's made her want to go out and do something like this. Nah, not buying it. Because there's a lot of people that get into accidents and they have life-altering situations and it don't make them want to go out and try to do this. Mooresville schools are also trying to help raise money for Trinity if students hit certain fundraising goals. Students and staff have agreed to shave heads, legs, and beards. If you would like to help out Trinity and Tim Shockley during this difficult time, they said, donate here. We're not donating nothing. The intersection of Indiana Street and County Line Road in Mooresville has been in the news for being a dangerous intersection. Last October, a Mooresville resident warned others about it after 2 crashes there in just a few months. Reminds me of Route 210 here in this area. So I just wanted to go over that part, just have that in there. But they said the mental health thing, I bet you they're going to go back to this incident right here, this accident that she was involved in, getting hit by this car, and they're going to try to say that's what made her want to go out and try to commit a mass shooting. After all, they said that she's getting psychological exams because she suffers from quote unquote mental health. Yeah, I see what I would not, you know what? That's why I want to stay updated on this. When the next update comes down, I want to see if they're going to actually do that, just to see if I'm right. Isaac said, I believe the same. He said they're going to use the brain damage from the accident. I truly believe that's what they're going to do. Yeah. Oh, brother, man, to you, they knew about it. When I was reading the first article, I read around it because I wanted to save it for just this article. But it was mentioned in that first article, so they knew. They knew she was in an accident because it made the news. So they definitely knew. But anyway, y'all, like I said, it was a very quick read. So I dropped the link right there in the chat if anybody would like to come up and speak to this topic. And I see I got a super chat that just came in. Let me see what this person said. Shout out to Samuel for the 20. He said, Torian, you're the only one who discussed this while everyone else is praising 47 for making some statues as well as not finding I don't know how you type it, realizing 47 just cut all black college scholarship, which I think you're going to cover soon. I appreciate the 20, Samuel. And I see I have one person that just came up. Let me get my timer so I can go ahead and bring them up. Yeah, Jay the Informant, it was very quick. It wasn't that many articles. It was only the first one I read, the update about her not getting a bond, and that other article that I just read. It wasn't that many. But I'm sure because as time goes on, it'll be more updates, and I'll just, sporadically put something up in there. I might be up, maybe like a short or something like that. Oh, we got another contribution. Shout out to Jay Cage for the 20, matching it. He said, just found out Solomon Henderson and Samantha Rupp now were linked in together in a Dub S group on the net. I think I talked about that. I did. When I talked about Solomon Henderson, and by the way, thanks for the 20. When I talked about Solomon Henderson a couple weeks ago, when that first happened, it did mention that they connected in some kind of white supremacist group or forum. It did mention that. Man, that kid has some of the worst self-hate I've ever seen in my life, and we've seen quite a bit. But let me go ahead and bring Wallow up. Wallow, what's going on?
Damn. What's going on, Torian? What's going on, everybody in the chat? But yeah, I agree with what I don't know. I think it was Brother Man that said it. They're gonna use that car crash to kind of justify, well, she's not all right in the head bullshit. Lock that woman up. And also stop these all PC, they love to be best friends with their kids. No, you can't be best friends with your kids. That's why these kids jump to you today. Like you don't be buddies with your kids. You let your kids know I'm your parent. I am not your one of these little kids you can go talk crazy to. That's why they act the way they act. You can't do stuff like that. And her dad probably never went in her room like that, so he probably never saw that stuff. So for him, I ain't gonna say I'm a 100% blaming on him, but still, like you don't go in your child's room and see what she got going on. Cause my mama did. We all know black parents will go in your room. You don't got no privacy in your room. You in their house. White parents is a whole different conversation. But no, lock her ugly ass up, and I'm gonna land my plane there.
I appreciate you, Wallow. And it's funny you say that because I remember when I was in college, I had a professor who said, because he has sons. He had I forgot how old his oldest son, and he had a younger son. And he said his oldest son, he said, we don't close doors in this house. And one day his oldest son tried him, closed that door. He went in there, he said, okay. So when the sons was off at school and he was at home, he went and he took the hinges off the door. His son came home and saw that he had no door. He said, what did I tell you? I said, we don't close doors in this house. Because he's like, I need to know what's going on. And he took the door off the hinge. And I think he said he kept that door off the hinge for a month. What did they say? It takes 21 days to break a habit. So he got him used to not having a door. That way, when he does get the door back, he'll always have it open. All right, next up, we got Hurricane Niecy. What's going on?
Good evening, Tori and family in the chat. I'm listening to Wallow. I had a flashback of my son when he was still living at home. Mm-hmm. Him and his friend were in their bedroom, door closed. And like Wallow said, in black households, you open the door. Forget knocking. What's knocking? This is my house. But anyway, him and his friend in there getting high. My mama was still living with me at the time. And I looked at him, I said, fool, don't your grandmother know what weed smell like? Take that shit outside. I wasn't mad about him smoking weed because I smoked weed back in the day. But you don't do it in the house with your grandmother. I'll tell you. And as far as this, what's her name again, this child?
Trinity.
Yeah, what a fucked up name. Trinity and evil as hell. And I'll land there.
Appreciate you. Listen, the only Trinity we acknowledge over here is from the Matrix. That's the only Trinity we acknowledge over here. Skynet, and ironically, I just mentioned Trinity with the Matrix, and I said Skynet. Shout out to Sophia Stewart. He said, watch how they start going to workplace. Oh, start going. Psh, that's old news. It's like they can't stop it when it comes to these schools, though. So I want to say my grandma used to search my bedroom all the time. Oh, yeah, turn it upside down, shaking out the mattresses, the pillowcases, taking things out the drawers. I mean, straight up raiding it. All right, let's see. We got AW1. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, everyone, and Torian? First of all, Torian, I want to salute you for all the stories you've been doing, and not and I appreciate the fact that you're not. And I'm glad that we're all getting on the Democrats, but I'm glad that you're not letting the Republicans off the hook.
Oh, nah, I already told people what was up. I said now it's a new regime, and so we definitely gonna have to go in on them. I'll still have my smoke for the Democrats, but I'm not going to turn a blind eye to the current administration now. And I definitely got some stuff to say next week.
And you know why you do that? Because you're woke. And I don't mean that to be funny. I mean, no, because you're aware.
Yeah, and you're using the proper definition of it.
Exactly. Oh, and by the way, and I'm gonna make sure with this little girl, she's a nut. Yeah, put her in the cage. Put her back. Lock her up. But you have a good day, Tori.
You too. Yeah, you can tell there's nothing what did they say in the movie Halloween? There's nothing behind those eyes except evil. There it is. Wait, Tildall said I went to the bathroom. The link is already. Yeah, it was a quick 3 articles. It wasn't long and it wasn't long and drawn out because it was only these 3. And I looked every other. And the thing is, I don't want to pull up another article that's repeating another one. So, and this just happened. Like this story is only a week old, so it's not much coming out of it. But they said that she has no bond pending some psychological exams. So now because they said she suffers from mental health, that means they got to drag this out even longer. They got to do the evaluations. Well, the good thing is that they're not allowing her to be outside of a prison or a jail, wherever they're holding her at. And she got to do her evaluations there or wherever she has to go. But she's not going home. She's not at home, which is a good thing. Oh, I'll post it again. There it is. I'll post it again. Shout out to Samuel for the 2 again. Another contribution I appreciate. He said, not surprised, Torian, Kyle Rittenhouse, or as we call him over here, Rottenhouse, for example. Yeah, and we see how that went. Notice, speaking of that, we haven't heard about, and maybe this is a good thing, we haven't heard from or about Rottenhouse in a few months, and maybe that's just a good thing. But I hope I didn't jinx it and he pops up somewhere in the coming weeks. All right, next up we got Denzemus. What's going on?
Okay, I'm here. Look, all I would just say is you can just look at their picture and just see like this children of the corn motherfuckers would definitely try to shoot up a damn place. That's like, come on now. If there was any person in the school who you would be like, all right, watch out for his ass when he go in the, or watch out for that person when they go in their book bag, that would be the person to watch out for. That person right there. So, and as always, cave culture at its finest. That's all I have to say.
I appreciate you coming up. And you're right. Like I said, you can look at this person and tell that they was definitely off their rocker. They couldn't hide it if they try. Some people can probably hide it, but this person, nah. We saw their mugshot. This person was like void of all emotion. Like they look like I think, looking at their mugshot, it looks like they were just more mad that they got caught before their plan got carried out. I think that's what it is. I think they was mad and upset that their plan didn't get carried out the way that they wanted it to. Oh my God. And I thought I was going to escape this today. Ms. Nisi said, I want my song. Okay, I'm gonna give you your song, but I got one more. I got a person that just came up, so I got to let them speak first. All right, next up we got Samuel. What's going on?
Hey, Torian, what's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, Torian, I'm really not surprised, and I just sent a super chat to you saying, prime example is Kyle Rittenhouse. I mean, that's what a lot of, this is what's always done and things like that. And I'm pretty sure they're going to try to spin it, she was a bully girl and, and that she wasn't liked and things like that. And it just got to her to the point. But I'm going to say this, Torian, a lot of us got bullied, teased, picked on, whatever. And we just didn't want to go shoot and just go and kill people and cause these massacres and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like I said, I hope that they go ahead and throw the book at her and things like that. And I want to say something else, Torian. And I know you're going to cover the story about Trump building those statues and things like that. And you've seen all those those black conservative political grifters there cheering and things like that, but no tangible still,
They didn't go there to talk about that. They just went there to be seen. And I wasn't going to talk about it, but I might actually I might feel compelled to do so. But if I do a live about it, it probably won't happen until next week because next week is kind of busy for me on and off YouTube. Like this was a free week. This was a very free week for me.
Right. And Tori, before I go, they were talking about doing a debate against Angela Stanton King, and I said that I think you should be the one that should debate Angela Stanton King and like really just own her.
Let me pause it right quick so I can actually like respond to it, because I don't want to go over the time limit since I'm responding to why you're here. I choose not to debate individuals like that because I already know what I'm gonna be dealing with. It's gonna and it's not even just me up against that person. It's me up against them and their echo chamber. So I already know exactly what it is that I'll be dealing with. I could quote unquote own her in a debate, but then they'll still say how wrong I was.
Right. But you know, Tori, I just felt like I just wanted to tell you that
individuals who are over there, or I would say shills in general, they live in la la land in their own head. A lot of them are void of any facts that you can deliver to them no matter what you say. And that's why I say it's simple. That's why when I be doing my videos and I be pulling up stuff about certain things that people say, and y'all will see what I'm talking about with certain stories that I'm talking about in the coming weeks. I actually recorded one today that actually displays just that. I said a simple search, just a simple search, even with just little keywords, will lead you into the right direction. But see, the thing is, in their mind, they've already have something attached to them where it's like, this is what I believe. This is my belief system, and no one can tell me any different, even if I know that I'm lying to myself and to others. That is literally every grifting or every grifter's mindset.
Right. But I just wanted to let you know, Torian, I had shouted you out because I think Tesla Figaro said that she's trying to find the perfect person to debate Angela Stanton King and this and that, and she'll just pretty much debate anybody and, you know, own them, anybody that'll just debate me and discuss whatever. And you were one of the names I had said. I said you, Clay Kane, and I'm still in the middle of reading his book, and Mike Africa Jr. I don't know if you know who he is, but Angela Stanton King tried to equivalate herself to his parents because they were a part of the MOVE movement and this and that, and he pretty much just shut her down, saying, don't ever try to associate my parents with you, because my parents were political activists and things like that were in prison for their political beliefs, while you were pretty much just a criminal that got caught and had to do her time, and pretty much just Trump just let you out. So don't ever try to equivalate myself with my parents and yourself. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna let the next person go, Torian, but I just wanted to tell you that.
All right, no problem. Thanks for coming up. A DSB, I see you right there, but you're probably going to have to leave and come back up because it says that devices are not connected. So you're going to have to drop down and then come back up. Yeah, but yeah, that whole thing where they was having that quote unquote Black History program, that was very sad to look at, to say the least. Very pitiful, if you ask me. But this is what we're dealing with for the next 4 years, I guess. But you know what? I said it's going to be so many wake-up calls that are going to be on the horizon. Some have already received them. They just don't know it yet. But shout out to everybody that is in here so far, waiting for DSB to come back up so they can get their spill about this topic. Ms. E said KG spoke about it last night. Yeah, I know. I saw his live. I had already seen the video. And the thing is, I watched the video on mute because it's like I can't handle having to listen to that with sound. And watching it on mute was just as bad as if it had sound coming from it. And of course, you know, little tiny Terry was front and center. He had to sit in the front because his little short self couldn't see it in the middle or the back. a stack of phone books wouldn't have helped him. So he had to be right there in the front. He probably was at the front. He probably camped outside. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a little sleeping bag and he camped right outside the door, like he was waiting for a pair of J's so he could be first in line. And then don't get nothing out of the deal. Why would a statues? Why? That's why I said they are no different than the Democrats. Two wings attached to the same bird. See, Samuel, now you got me. Now you really got me want to talk about this. But like I said, I'll probably be, if not next week, probably the week after. Because like I said, next week is like kind of busy for me. So I only got enough space to do like 3 lives next week. So if I do it, it might be a midday stream on Saturday. Probably. Miss Nisa, you're back.
For all the length of time you waiting on DSB, you could have sung me my song.
Let's see. How much of the song? Just a little piece of the song?
Just sing me something.
Let me see something. I'm trying to warm up the vocals, Miss Nisi.
Okay.
Wallow said don't sing.
Oh, goodness. Did you see DSB's comment?
He said it's YouTube hating. They won't let me send super stickers. No, will they let me come on? I don't know. I don't know why that's doing that.
That's messed up.
Yeah, because DSB, he loves giving out those
Oh,
memberships.
He's always blessing New Black Media across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to the haters in the chat, y'all ain't in this. I want my song.
And Wallow, she talking about you.
All right. If you don't want to sing, you don't have to sing.
All right.
All right. You be blessed, baby.
Okay. Marie said, meanwhile, we're on the edge of our seats. Y'all are crazy in this chat. And everyone say, you don't got to sing, Torian. Oh, there's going to be a time when that's going to happen. It's going to be a time when it's going to happen because I actually got something planned for us, but that's going to be at a much later time. I'll let y'all know when that time comes. It's going to be later on though. Sometime like in the middle, probably like in the middle of the year. Yeah, but DSB, I don't know what's going on why you can't send any super chats or anything like that, or why you can't click the link, because it's working for everybody else. You better check your email, your Gmail, I should say, rather, and see if you didn't get something. Brother Menti, you said, heard you partially sing as a joke a while back, Torian. Sometimes it's the heat of the moment catches you. Y'all probably did, because I don't be know. Like I'm gonna be. Let me put it this way: when I went to the Bahamas last year, they had karaoke on the boat. Like they had a kids one, and then they had an adult one. Of course, I did the adult one, and I went on there and I actually went up there and did a Stevie Wonder song in front of a bunch of older people. And I said I had to really know who am I singing to with this song. And I said, because with the crowd. And I did it. And there's no video footage, so don't ask for it, don't look for it. What's going on, Neo Panther? Shout out to Annette for the super sticker. $4.99. I appreciate you. All right, DSB is up here. Looks like he got everything together. What's
How you
going on?
doing, Torrent?
Doing good.
Hey, first of all, shout out to everything you doing, big brother.
Appreciate it.
And second, about this little would-be killer, and they should be investigating the family, because ain't no way your child at home and you ain't monitoring your child, you know what I'm saying, her computer or whatever she doing. So now they trying to play up for a fool with this old played out mental health system they got set up. I'm talking about the same thing, brother. It just don't make no sense. Yeah, and another thing too, they were how about I went to another channel and they let me donate it. So you apparently you got somebody that's hating, don't want me to donate to the channel.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, I tried like 3 times, bro, to try to send you I tried super sticker, then I tried the super chat. They wouldn't let it always cancel, then it comes straight back to my account. But I just went over to Don B channel and they let me donate it with no problem. So yeah, they hating on you, fam. So I'm gonna probably have to result in just sending you cash out if they keep doing this.
Okay, I
But
appreciate it.
yeah, that was all I want to say though, brother. Keep doing what you do, man.
No problem. Thanks for coming up.
All right, bro.
Shout out to DSB. And it's funny because while as soon as DSB said I'm about to cash app you, Wallow J said cash app him. Y'all literally said it like at the same time. I swear y'all be on the same wavelength over here. And shout out to Elizabeth Lunny for becoming a member of the channel. And to answer Miss Nisi's question of what song, My Sharia Moore. That is like one of my, if not my favorite Stevie Wonder song. Well, I remember I saw him in concert back in, I think, 2010. And I like all the songs, but that was the song I want to hear the most. And when I tell you, when he sang that song, I sang along with Stevie so loud, you would think that I was on stage with him as one of the backup singers, one of the background singers. That's one of my favorite songs by him. Shout out to AW1 for being a member for 33 months. It's like crazy when they count it in 33 months like that. I mean, you're talking about a year and 9 months. That's crazy. Almost 2 years. But I appreciate you being a consistent member of the channel. Wallow said, did he see you? No, he didn't see me. I was too high up. But you know what? Wallow, you ain't ish for that one. And I fell for it. I started to answer it too, and I had to catch myself. I said, wait a minute. Wow. That is messed up. He didn't say, did he hear me? He said, did he see me? You wrong for that one, Wallow. You are wrong for that one. You know what you need to be? You know what your punishment need to be? You need to go and take care of Mitch McConnell. Make sure he stop falling down and glitching all over the place. That's your punishment. Had me getting ready to literally answer that question. And I said, wait a minute. Hold on. That's your punishment, Wallow. You got to go do diaper duty for Mitch McConnell. All right, I see Cosmo just came in here. What's going on, Cosmo?
Hey, man, sorry I wasn't contributing much. I'm still renovating. But Indiana, huh? Isn't there a certain disgraced pizza person who's from Indiana?
Yep.
And on top of that, I can't understand why a lot of these per capita pundits aren't talking about the fact that this is a DEI crime. Either way you shake it, what Jamie used to be, Jamie and went to Trinity. They both DEI, but okay.
Don't forget about Natalie. The one from was it December? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. See, and they were the same age because I think she was 14 and this girl is 14.
Wait a minute, I missed. Who was this? Who was Trinity obsessed with? What shooter?
It said Dylan Roof Nicholas Cruz, and it was some other dude named Andrew Blaze.
Dylan Roof. Oh no,
Mhm.
fry this heifer. No, Dylan Roof, the person
Yeah.
that said, "Oh, I would do it again." Man, please.
Mhm.
You know what? Let me just calm myself down for it because this a lot of people don't understand. They sit here, they choose February to come out of the woodworks and come at us to diminish our legacy. But meanwhile, all this is going on. But I don't want to overstep my time. Thank you for having me up.
No problem.
All right.
Thanks for coming up. Yeah, those are the three names she mentioned. She mentioned it was Andrew Blaze, Dylan Roof, and Nicholas Cruz. If y'all don't remember Nicholas Cruz, he's the one that did the Parkland shooting. And ironically, they said she was doing or planning to do the shooting at her school on the anniversary of when it happened in Parkland back in 2018. So, oh, by the way, Miss Nisi, we didn't get that much snow on Wednesday. We probably got something to quit. It literally snowed here for maybe 15 minutes. So we didn't get much snow. And I will say this, it was very, very cold. It's still cold, but I think next week is supposed to be warming up. I think it's supposed to get up to like the 60s next week. I can't wait because I'm so over this cold, but I think it's supposed to be getting up to like the 60s like Monday or sometime next week. So it's going to get a little bit warm. See, me, I'm a spring person because I'm a spring baby. I'm literally born like right in the middle of spring. So that's what I'm looking forward to. What's going on, Neo Panther? He said, I'm late. You're going to have to catch the playback. I'm sure you will find today's topic very interesting. Tawana said, Stevie Wonder and the Jacksons are cousins. Yeah, when I found that out, I said, wow, what an interesting discovery. Dark Titan says, I wouldn't be surprised she idolized those two girls who tried to kill their friend for the slim. That was a crazy story right there. Haxon says, take Mucinex if you're sick. I'm not sick. I'm good. But thanks for the suggestion. A third time?
You know you love me. You know why I want you to sing me a song? Because your voice is very soothing to me. That's why I want you to sing. So come on, Stevie Jr.
I thought you said that you was letting me off the hook.
Baby, I'm gonna treat you like I used to treat my son. I say one thing and do the opposite. So sing. Just give me a little something.
Oh God! Now Wallow just popped up. Hold on, let me bring you down right quick, Nisi, see what Wallow talking about.
Keep her ass down. Torin, don't sing. Keep her ass down. Close the live. Close the live. We don't want to hear your black ass sing. We good.
Cosmo said, Torian, let me find out you got a Keith Sweat voice. If I had a Keith Sweat voice, I would probably, you know, Keith Sweat be whining when he sings. All the ladies in here know Keith Sweat be whining when he sings. Yep, Cosmo, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. That's the song. That's literally the song that came to mind when I made that statement because he was whining on that song. But hey, we love it though. We love that song. That song is one of those songs that had a stranglehold on us for a long time. And if it came on, we would be singing it just like Keith Sweat. Thank you, FBA Queen, for the 10. She says, sing that song. Oh my God. See, Miss Nisi, see what you done did? See what you done did? Let's see. What can I do? What can I do? Okay, I think I got one. I don't know how much longer you're gonna be here, so I say my prayers every night. One for my mother, one for my father, and one for the love of my life. There you go, Miss Nisi. There you go.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. I was dancing the gig in my recliner.
All right. There you go. Because Miss Nisi wasn't going to let that one go. Wallow said this is torture. Wait, someone left. There was a comment someone just left. Tildor says, can you ladies throw your virtual pains at Torin if he does good? And he came back and said, yeah, those are panty worthy. Yes, Drew Hill is from my state. They are from Druid Hills, where it is, which is located in Baltimore. Yep, Drew Hill is from my state, about 45 minutes north of me. Wallow said, I'm telling kid probably gonna listen to this playback and he gonna hear it and he probably gonna try to roast me on the show. Appreciate you, brother, man. AW1 says, now, Ms. Nisha, you can never say that Torian doesn't care about you. AW1, no, we're not taking any more requests. Talking about singing It's a Whole New World. We're not taking no more requests. Ms. Nisi said, knowing KG, he'll probably clip it. Y'all crazy. Mark Marie said, no, look, and I'm here looking for pen emojis. This is as close as it gets. And she posted up an emoji of a bikini. Tildor says, I get in constant debates with people about my stance that Drew Hill is the top R&B group of the 90s. I would actually debate and say I like Boyz II Men a little bit more than Drew Hill, mainly because Boyz II Men's harmony is so elite. When they sing a cappella, that what they did on Silent Night with the acapella on Silent Night was so good. Those harmonies, like they have everyone. It's like they have a perfect singer for every part of aspect of that song. But yeah, for me, I think Boyz II Men, in my opinion, was the best male R&B group of the 90s. But that's just me. But back in the 90s, we always had some great music. I always said the 90s was like the golden era for music, especially black music. I mean, the competition back then was thick between everybody. Like and that was a good thing, because that means there was a variety of people you could choose to listen to. But nowadays, it's kind of hard to choose sometimes even 5 people that you like from today's era. And that's not a knock on anybody today, because there are some talented people today. But back then, oh my goodness, the talent was overflowing back then. Cosmo said, I remember when Shantae Moore first came out with Love's Taking Over. Yep. Like I said, so much talent back then. Yeah, Don P said, Blackstreet. Yep. That's what we got introduced to Dave Hollister and Teddy Riley. Yeah, but like I said, we definitely had some major talent out back in the day. It was hard to choose from, and that's because everybody was so good. It's like on one hand, you could listen to Boyz II Men or Drew Hill or Blackstreet or Jodeci or 112. Then, you know, with the women, you could have listened to TLC, In Vogue, SWV, eventually Destiny's Child when they came out and did their thing. And so many others. Because the talent back then was so spread out. I mean, not spread out. It was just a lot of people. It was like a mixing bowl, and it's like you never got bored. You could never get tired of the music back then. Cosmo said, I hate to say, but a lot of traditional and talented R&B singers today reside in the UK, and there are multiple races. They aren't even commercial. Yeah, because we see what's being promoted over here. Oh, My Hustle on Wheels, Cut Close, underrated group. That I Like song is my favorite song by them. I Like is my favorite song by them. Denise said, what about Sade? My uncle is a huge Sade fan. He loves Sade. If she ever comes in town, he's going to make sure that he gets tickets. Tildall said Toni Braxton. Yeah, Toni Braxton and her voice, what she was able to do with her voice. And don't sleep on Toni Braxton singing in them low notes. That woman can sing in high notes too. I've heard this woman hit relatively high notes. And it blew my mind because I always was used to her singing in a lower tone. Wallow J. Tevin Campbell, definitely. There is a reason why they called Tevin Campbell the male Whitney Houston. Because the stuff that he could do with his voice back in the day. Yeah, Athena Cage. Yep. You know, she was in Cut Close and Did Nobody with Keith Sweat. Yeah, Tony's a naturally, baritone singer. Yep. She can hit those low notes. And speaking of Toni Braxton, Cosma, another person from the state. She's from Maryland. She's from Severn, Maryland, which is near Potomac. Neo Panther, we not about to do this. We are not about to go there today. He said All the Stars group. Yeah. The SOS band. Yeah, like I said, it was a lot of talent back in the day. A lot of talent back then. It's a reason why a lot of artists today be sampling their music. They know a good song when they hear it. That's why I like that Luther song by Kendrick so much. The one with him and SZA. They sampled "If the World Was Mine." Like that. When I was listening to that first song, when I was listening to that album, and it played the guitar and everything, and it ends and it comes in with "If This World Were Mine." I was like, wait a minute. I had to pause it. I was like, wait a minute, what song is this? And then I couldn't even get off of the song. I could barely get to the rest of the album because that sample was so good. Then I kept listening to the album, and then he sampled "Use Your Heart" by SWV for the Heart Part 6. Another great song from back then. What's going on, Jonathan? Yep, Candy Rain, another song from back then by another group that the minute you hear doom 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 doom, the minute you hear it, that's one of them songs right there. If you have a group of black people together, they gonna know the words to that entire song. And same thing with Can We Talk by Tevin Campbell. That's a song that the DJ playing, they cut the music and let the audience just sing it because they know every word, every lyric to that song. Those are just timeless classics. What's going on, Jonathan? With the other Jonathan? We got two Jonathans in this chat. Tawana says she's never been a Keith Sweat fan. You didn't like Make It Last Forever? One of the best collabs ever made. Brother man said Midnight Star, Atlantic Star. Listen, If your heart isn't in it, why don't you tell me so? Hands down, my favorite Atlantic Star song. I mean, when I first heard that as a kid, like my parents put me up on game on a lot of those songs from back in the day. It was a shame we didn't have a rewind. Well, we did, but you had to record it on a tape. But you know how nowadays you can just go on there and just press rewind and it's nothing. Back then, man, that song, I always wanted to hear that song over and over and over again. While I say Miss Tawana don't like her man whining. Yeah, so for real. I'm familiar. Yeah, so for real did Candy Rain. Speaking of rain, can you stand the rain? New Edition. New Edition, another group was doing their thing throughout the 80s. And I feel like they don't get as much respect as they deserve until they did that movie, which was actually one of the last good things that BET did on that network. And I've seen them in concerts several times, and they always give a good show. Tildar said Brandy had the dopest wedding line dance song was Sitting Up in My Room. Yeah, I remember when that song came out. I was like 6. That song got heavy rotation back then. And I feel like Brandy doesn't get enough props either with the stuff she can do with her voice. That never, and I'm going to stand on this hill and die on it. That Never Say Never album by Brandy is one of the best R&B albums ever made by man or woman. I'm talking about this album has no skips. I'm listening to the interludes on that album. That is a very well-crafted, well-made album. Reparations, and she says, I'll take Monica over Brandy, but they're both fire. That was always a competition back in the day of who was better between Monica and Brandy, even though Brandy had the bigger commercial success, definitely, especially back in the 90s. Tippy said I had all my Brandy dolls. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get up off of here. It was good talking. I like talking about music, especially music back in the day. And we'll probably be talking about that a little bit later on down the line. And I'll let you know what that's all about much, 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 much later. But shout out to everyone that came up to the panel. Shout out to Samuel J. Cage, Ms. Nisi, Annette, Elizabeth, AW1, and FBA Queen for contributing or becoming a member or still being a member of the channel. We will be back on here tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have a movie review at 10. And then tomorrow, because it's the last Saturday, we got Sound Off Saturdays. So y'all know how that goes. If you don't know, I'll explain it to you all tomorrow. So that should be very interesting. With that being said, everybody, shout out to all the members, all the mods, everybody on Patreon, just everybody on the channel. I hope you all have a very wonderful evening. Make sure, of course, to stay warm, be safe, and above all else, be one.